Are we alone? Recent amazing discoveries have given us more hope than ever that our universe is full of life. So why don't we see it? Why don't we see alien civilizations? The Kepler Space Observatory has told us there are a couple of 100 billion nice watery planets in the Milky Way, and probably billions of them are Earth-sized planets around sun-like stars. Many of them have been around long enough to produce a civilization that could have easily colonized the entire galaxy by now. So why haven't we seen or met any yet? This genuine oddity is referred to as the Fermi Paradox, and the resolution for it has to be that there's some sort of great filter that either makes intelligent life extremely rare in the first place, or that wipes out essentially all advanced civilizations before they get to the galactic empire stage. But even so, some early civilizations must make it through and manage to reach the stars. So where are they? Well, there's another deeply disturbing possibility. Humanity may be one of the very first interstellar species in the history of the galaxy. Let's start with what we know. Earth certainly required a number of very special conditions to build life. And it's hard to know how essential each of these was or how frequently these conditions are met through the galaxy. We can crudely summarize the big leaps that lead up to intelligent life into 1. Assembly of self-replicating RNA from organic molecules. 2. RNA-based protocells. 3. DNA in the first actual cell, also known as biogenesis. 4. Increasingly complex single cells. 5. The first multicellular organisms, which eventually led to plants, animals, etc. Now, the crazy thing, the thing that I find the least intuitive, is that the first 3 steps in that chain happened faster than any of those later steps. So fast, in fact, that it seems hard to believe. And in fact, so fast that our galaxy probably should be brimming with at least simple life. Let me explain. See, around 4 billion years ago, pretty much just after the Earth had first cooled down from being a giant hellish magma bowl, we think that it totally got pounded by a meteor storm that lasted a couple of 100 million years. This is the late heavy bombardment, and it probably obliterated the surface. Up until recently, the earliest known evidence of life dated to roughly 3.5 billion years ago in the form of fossilized blue-green algae beds found in Western Australia. That makes it look like Earth went from magma ball to slime ball in less than 300 million years. That seems crazy fast. How did this happen? There's 2 plausible options. 1, given the right conditions, the genesis of life happens like that. And 2, it didn't happen on Earth. Life was seeded from space, an idea called panspermia. Look, there's no question that lots of rock gets ejected into space after meteor impacts and can move between planets. We've found plenty of meteorites originally from Mars. Could similar bacterial organisms have once survived an interstellar journey to Earth? Some bacteria are certainly hardy enough to survive launch and landing. This has been tested. If these bacteria were frozen solid, they could plausibly survive a very, very long journey, and you only need 1 out of billions to make it. This would also mean that life only needs to evolve once from scratch in any given galaxy. However, this just makes it weirder that the Milky Way isn't swarming with ancient alien civilizations. Of course, maybe the emergence of intelligence is a random and unlikely event, and this one is the hardest to assess. However, it's worth noting that we do have other species on Earth that seem to be moving down the same big brain path independently of humans. So what if humanity started early? Of all of the sun-like stars and Earth-like planets that will ever form over the full past and future history of star formation in our universe, Earth is early. It's part of the first 8%, according to recent Hubble Space Telescope-based calculations. We have emerged in the era of life, in a universe abundant in the rich resources of past supernova explosions, but after the violence of the starburst and quasar periods. It strains believability to imagine that life didn't or won't happen elsewhere, but it is possible that we are a very early outlier and that any other civilizations are so distant as to not yet be apparent. Is humanity a first-generation intelligence, one of the species that will watch and maybe guide as other intelligent life emerges throughout the galaxy? Maybe, if we don't end up destroying ourselves by then.